interpretation into any other language during this interview. This said, I would like firstly to confirm your identity. Could you provide us with your full names, please?
I am Rodrigo Roa Duterte. That's my first middle name is Roa. The surname is Duterte.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. What is your date of birth?
Again, ma'am.
Can we request that the question be repeated? I don't think he heard it. Thank you.
Repetition from the English booth. What is your date of birth? Yes, thank you very much, Counsel. I was asking quite simply of Mr. Duterte what his full names were, and then I subsequently asked him what his date of birth was and what his place of birth is. Is that all right, Counsel?
Yep. Of course, I give. My birth month and year day is March 28, 1945. I was born in the province of Leyte in the Philippines.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. As a preliminary point. Very well. Thank you, Mr. Duterte. As a preliminary point, it is useful to clarify the nature and limited scope of this first appearance hearing. Today's hearing is neither the start of the trial, nor is it a confirmation of charges hearing. During today's hearing, no evidence will be collected or presented, and the issues of Mr. Duterte's guilt or innocence will therefore not be addressed. In accordance with Article 61 of the Rome Statute, the Court's founding treaty, and Rule 1211 of the Rules of Procedure and Evidence, the main purpose of this initial appearance is to answer 3 questions. Firstly, the Chamber must ensure that the person who was the subject of the arrest warrant has been informed of the crimes of which he is accused. Second, the Chamber must ensure that this person has been informed of his rights as recognised by the Rome Statute. Third, the Chamber must set a date on which it intends to hold a confirmation of charges hearing. The Chamber notes that your counsel, Mr. Duterte, filed 2 motions, one in relation with today's hearing, and you may be aware that these 2 motions have not been accepted by the Chamber because of the nature of today's hearing. No further discussion on the matter is necessary during this hearing because, as I said at an earlier stage, the aim of this hearing today is to introduce the parties and to ascertain the charges and to set a date for the confirmation of charges hearing at a later stage. Innocence or to mitigate your guilt, or that could undermine the credibility of the evidence against you. At the confirmation of charges hearing, you can contest the charges, challenge the evidence presented by the prosecutor, and present evidence. There will be no trial if the charges are not confirmed or if the proceedings against you are completed. You have the possibility to make an application for interim release pending trial. And finally, Mr. Duterte, you have the right to be informed as soon as possible and in detail of the nature, cause and content of the charges in the language that you fully understand and speak. Counsel, have you understood?
Yes, we're listening, ma'am. We're listening. And before it ends, may we be allowed to present a manifestation on the circumstances behind the delivery of Mr. Duterte in this chamber.
Oui, Maître, je dois d'abord demander.
Yes, Counsel. This is as part of the procedure. And as we've said since the very outset, I need to ask Mr. Duterte himself to make observations as to the condition of his surrender to the court and the conditions of his detention at the detention facility of the court since his arrival. If he can please tell us these details.
Thank you. Can I...
Oui, Maître. Oui.
The presiding judge. Yes, Counsel.
Please. 2 days ago, the whole world has witnessed the degrading fashion in which a former president of a sovereign country was bundled into a private aircraft and summarily transported to The Hague. To us lawyers, this would be called an extrajudicial rendition. To the less legally inclined, it was a pure and simple kidnapping. My client was denied all access to the legal recourse in the country of his citizenship, and this all in the nature of political score settling. Two troubled entities struck an unlikely alliance, an incumbent president who wished to neutralize and choke the legacy of my client and his daughter on the other hand, and a troubled legal institution subject to delegitimization and desperate for a price cuts and a legal show today on the other hand. With this in mind, it is not surprising that my client was abducted from his country. ICC private jets do not drop out of the thin air. That jet which received my client was coordinated in advance. The UAE is not a state party to the ICC and has no obligation to cooperate with the court. Yet my client sat in transit in that country for more than 5 hours. I invite the registry's representative to present today in court to explain to the judges exactly how they believe this transfer was anything other than a gross abuse of process. Given the precipitous arrival of my client, an elderly man with debilitating medical issues, hard of hearing and poor of sight, he was taken to a hospital for observation. Only this morning have I met him for the first time with less than an hour to discuss legal issues. I have not been able to present him with a hard copy of the arrest warrant because we were not supplied with such. I have not even been able to explain to him what the prosecution requested when seeking the issuance of the arrest warrant. This is because the chamber only established a redacted version of the prosecution request last night. Other than to identify himself, my client is not able to contribute anything to this hearing. Most importantly, he is not able even to tell you that he has been informed of the charges as contained in the arrest warrant for a reason more pertinent to which I alluded in my written request to this honorable pretrial chamber this morning, and which is confidential in nature. Accordingly, I repeat my respectful request, which was rejected this morning, to postpone the substantive aspect of this hearing to the next week, when I will have the opportunity to sit with my client and to explain to him what a confirmation hearing is and what the disclosure is, and how the prosecution alleges that he committed crimes. I thank the court for its attention and regret to say that I do not have instructions to continue my submission any further today. Thank you.
D'abord, concernant
Thank you, Counsel. Now, with regard to the health issues of Mr. Duterte, I believe that the court has taken specific measures with regard to his health situation, and I note that subsequent to his arrest and when he arrived at the detention center, the court's doctor was of the opinion that you were fully mentally aware and fit, and that you have undergone further checks and tests at the detention facility. And when you broached health matters, that's saying that you were not able to come to the hearing, the doctors who consulted with you were of the opinion that Mr. Duterte was not in a position to come to the hearing physically, but that if he gave written permission, he would be able to take part via video link. Now, that is with regard to the health matters that you just mentioned. They are very important, especially concerning the matter of age. Now, with regard to the rights of Mr. Duterte, we have before us the registrar's or the registry's report that says that Mr. Duterte has been informed of his rights, including Articles 66 and 67 of the Rome Statute, and that that he is aware of his rights and that he is also aware of the charges against him. We have before us the report of the registry saying that he was also aware of the warrant of arrest in the English language and that he is very well versed in the English language. Once again, you have the possibility of these charges being read in English, which was the case today. I have read to you in the French language the rights that he has, Mr. Duterte, before this court, and I'd like to specify once again that this is an initial hearing in order for Mr. Duterte to be aware of his rights and the charges against him.
Okay, questions now?
Gano'n po katagal yung visit niyo kay President Duterte?
The visit lasted for an hour, so it was from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m.
VP, what was his reaction or ano yung kinuwento niya tungkol doon sa nangyaring initial appearance kanina?
Hindi namin na-discuss. Hindi namin na-discuss yung initial appearance niya kanina. Sorry. We did not discuss his initial appearance, and we only discussed the lawyers and the legal team and what we are going to do in the next 4 days. Yes.
VP, were you surprised that the former president appeared via live stream? Were you expecting him to see him there at the chamber?
I had no expectations. I did not know. I did not know he was appearing before a live stream. But I think it was the decision of the doctor. So inside the facility, all the decisions are made by the doctor.
VP, what's the plan now? The next hearing is September 23 pa. How will the family prepare for this? May rotation ba?
Okay. So I have not discussed the arrangements with next of kin and relatives here. I will discuss it with them tonight, and I will relate to them also what the President said and what the President wanted them to know. And so yes, we haven't made arrangements yet. but I will not leave until a relative comes to make sure that there is a next of kin living here. Yes.
BP, tungkol po sa usapan nyo ni dating Pangulo, may hiniling po ba siya sa inyo?
Ano, ulitin mo.
Sa usapan nyo ni PRRD, may hiniling po ba siya sa inyo?
English.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. When we talked, he, as a request, he asked me to go home. So, he repeatedly said, "Do not leave the country. Do not leave the Philippines." And so I told him na I know, I understand that. And I do not want to be here as well. Unfortunately, I am the only one who has a Schengen visa. And I am the only one who is a lawyer. So I told him that when we are able to meet with the legal team, that I will immediately return home. Yes, do my work.
May defense team na po ba si PRRD, ma'am?
Defense team, yes. We already have a lead counsel. And there will be meetings with... we had a meeting with him yesterday. And then we will have a meeting in person when he arrives this weekend.
Siya, ma'am. And how many?
Is it Nicholas Kaufman? Okay. Yes, the president already appointed. Yes, the president already appointed Nicholas Kaufman as his lawyer.
Ma'am, let me just go back to what he said to you, telling you not to leave the Philippines.
Yes.
What was the specific concern about it? And if you can also address yung, kasi according to Malacanang, they gave you a travel authority until April 30 in several countries.
Yes.
Ano po kaya yun, ma'am? Ano yung reason for the travel?
My travel?
Yeah.
The moment that I felt that it was an extraordinary rendition, the moment that it was I felt that it was a kidnapping because they were holding him in 250, which is the air base of the Presidential Airlift Wing. I felt that he will not be able to leave that place, but he will be taken to wherever. At the time, we didn't know. So we were preparing for a list of countries where he may be taken. So, and at the time, I did not know how I will be able to enter that country. So we had to apply for travel authority for countries because I did not know how I will be able to travel. Okay.
So, di siya necessarily pupuntahan, BP, or kumbaga i-complete yung travel up to April 30?
With regard to the date, no. Because at the time, I did not know also how long was I gonna be. How long was I gonna be, yes, wherever he is. So we applied for until April 30. But it doesn't mean that I will be here until April 30. So I will be here until the legal team is doing their work already and another relative is here to assist him.
Did he explain his concerns why you shouldn't, leave the Philippines?
He said that yes, I should immediately go back, just leave him here. But I said no, I cannot do that because no one will decide for him outside. So very limited people have access to him right now. So I told him that I just have to form that legal team. Then I can work remotely in the Philippines talking to the legal team. And then, yes, so I just need the next of kin to come here. And everyone's applying for a visa right now.
Pero wala po siyang fears that it will be taken advantage of, your absence?
Well, he did not express fears about taking advantage. Some people or whoever taking advantage of my absence, but he repeatedly said that you must not leave the Philippines. You must go back to your country. You're not supposed to be here. And then I insisted that yes, I know what I have to do, and that I just need to set up something here in The Hague, and then I will immediately go back to the Philippines.
VP,
Isa-isa po.
any comment po, VP?
What was the disposition po and demeanor of the president when you saw him? And were you able to see po yung detention center, detention area po ni former president?
No, I was not allowed inside his detention area. We met in the visiting area, visitors area, and the demeanor was, he looked well rested. I asked him that. I said, "You look well rested," and then he said that, "Well, I don't do anything here except sleep and watch TV because he has access to a TV." And then I asked him about the food because I know his preferences for food, and then he said yes. Well, that's my only complaint is that I really miss Filipino food.
Specific.
Kuan man gud na sa Bisaya ba kanang
Bulan.
bulan o kanang sa ganin paksiw. Paksiw na isda.
Kaya na muna.
Kaya.
Inununan, ya. Dili na paksiw, inununan.
VP,
Sige po.
VP,
inununan.
any comment po doon sa plano ng mga otoridad na i-raid po yung tahanan ng mga Duterte sa Davao City? Ito ba ay makonsider nyo na part of para pabagsakin ng mga Duterte family?
Yes, I heard about that. The search warrant applied for all the houses, all our houses, of all the members of the family. And I mentioned to my siblings that you don't have control over this anymore. So I just told them that just secure your valuables, and then just allow them to do the search. And then we expect that there will be planted evidence inside the houses. So I told them that we'll just have to face that as well, because that is the template that they did with former Congressman Arnie Teves. It's exactly the same template. So I told them that it's pointless. It's pointless to fight. So just allow it to happen. It doesn't mean that that search is illegal. But then I told them that no one should be hurt. No one should resist. Just allow them to do whatever that is illegal.
Ma'am, any comment po doon sa sinabi ni PCOU si Castro na walang kidnapping na nangyari sa lahat po ay may papeles tungkol po sa pag-aresto kay PRRD?
Well, it was really kidnapping. You see the comments all around the world from experts. Yes. But if you talk to lawyers, they call it extraordinary rendition. But for a family member like me, that's kidnapping. That's forcibly taking my father to another country and illegally arresting him. So that's clearly kidnapping.
Ma'am, mag-apply po ba si PRRD ng interim release?
Interim.
That is something that I cannot comment on because it's a legal strategy. So I would leave that to the lawyers if the lawyers would like to talk to the media. But I will not comment on legal strategy. I would also add that because I told him a lot of people are crying. They are depressed, hurt, stressed about what happened and what is happening right now and what is happening in the country. And then he said, sabihin mo sa kanila, relax lang, may hangganan ang lahat.
Yes.
So I'm remembering this from kasi I cannot take notes, I cannot take a ball pen and pen din. So sabihin mo sa kanila, relax lang, may hangganan ng lahat. There will be a day of reckoning for all.
VP, mahal na mahal po ang Duterte family ng mga OFW at mga Pilipino po sa bansang Pilipinas. Ngayon, grabe po yung emosyon ng mga Pilipino dahil mahal po nila si PRRD at kayo po. So may mensahe po ba kayo para sa lahat ng mga Pilipino?
Yes. Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan. Mag-English pa ako, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Kasi,
Saya na lang.
Bisaya. Tagalog lang, Tagalog.
sandali.
Okay, VP.
Okay. Sige. Gadget lang, ha? Gadget lang. I'll start with, first off, I'd like to thank all our countrymen for your prayers and your profound support to the former presidents. We can feel your love, we can feel your anger, we can empathize with everyone's rage about what happened. And let us not be let us not forget the real issues in our country, and that is yes, that is the poverty, that is corruption, that is the failure of the government to answer the demands from the people about accountability and transparency. The failure of the government to address peace and security in our country.
You still have your flowers. Why is it?
Because I wanted to give it time, airtime. I wanted to give the flowers airtime because I don't know who gave this, but the people who gave this made efforts to go to a flower shop and buy flowers. So I wanted to give it airtime, just to say thank you to those who took time to buy flowers. They know I love flowers, so thank you.
Ma'am, how is this healthy?
Address na tayo. Now, she will now address the Filipino community. Harap ka na dito, VP.
Dito sa
Okay, because this is the media. Okay?
Lalo may question, ma'am.
So,
Sa
isa muna tayo.
Sa may nakahilak dyan sa Nepal sa papa.
Ito po. Ma'am, dito.
I don't think
So drop muna tayo. May ano tayo doon, ma'am? Yung
Wait. Sino mag-guide? Paano ka? Sandali.
Sandali po.
Tayo muna kayo dyan. Makasalan mga security. Tayo muna kayo. Huwag na siya dito sa akin para makita.
Move.
Not to get who's going there.
Wow.
Tangan ka na.